It's the end of an era. Let me explain. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? It is finally time for this to happen. And, I think I've put this off a lot longer than some other people. I think some of us switched over to this a while ago due to everything that's happening in the game. But just like Maneater down here, I feel like I've been juggling it and successfully, but I think now is the time to move on. And I'm pretty sad about that. So what am I talking about here? Well, of course, that is Prince Kymar, as you can tell. And Prince Kymar is, oh man, he is one of the best champions in the game. And you already know that, right? You know that. But it's one thing to know that, and another thing to know how to build him. And I think the majority of players in the past have gone straight to speed and accuracy as his primary function. But with the sheep meta in the game, and this debuff then not being reliable to remove all of the buffs, I think that has kind of gone by the wayside. But also, Kaimar still gets used for his reset ability, right? And so I think that now it's time to really push and move on from that speed and accuracy build onto something completely different. Okay, something completely different. I just noticed today, by the way, that he has this like mohawk hair in the back. I thought it was a horn. I thought it was a horn. If you just like look at his profile picture, like not on this screen, like look when he's standing still. It looks like a horn, and I thought, anyway, I'm getting distracted, but I thought I would share that. So Kaimar, one of the best champions in the game, we know this. And if you want, well, you know what? Not if you want. Let me know what build you use on him. For me, I've moved on to 2 different builds that I'm working on my account. So let me show you both of those, and then I'll show you the purpose behind all of that. I don't know why I'm not allowed to exit out here. So let's bring up the build. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this might actually shock some of you, but Nuke Kaimar is the way of the future. And I'm going to show this in action. I have included him in my new Fire Knight Hard 10 team, which I'm going to showcase for you here today. But Nuke Kaimar is the way of the future. And it's not that he does a crazy amount of damage or anything, so don't hear that. But he does a significant amount of damage. So I have put him in Cruelty. I don't know if that's the best blessing for him, but it's definitely a good one. I've put him in Nuke Masteries over here, which I don't know if that's the best mastery tree for him, but that's what I'm testing right now. I'm sure somebody's going to message me saying change this or that, and that's fine. I accept it. I'm open to it. But these are the masteries I'm using for him right now, coming down to Helm Smasher. That's right, Helm Smasher with Nuke Masteries on Kaimar. What world do we live in? I have put him at kind of a slower speed. Well, not kind of. A way slower speed than what I'm used to running him at. And I've tried to build attack and crit damage in here as well. I want to say the blessing on this one, I just can't get it to roll correctly. I can't. Over here, I have crit damage. That's great. Over here, I have attack percentage. That's great. I cannot get the blessing here. But one way to improve the builds of your champions is if you have tons of lower oil, you roll the first couple things here, and that will, be very helpful. Now, I'm going to need to farm some more oil because I've used a lot in the past couple days, but this was just the piece that I needed. Obviously, the resistance and HP, I don't really need that. So, why on earth would I build this Nuke Kaimar, okay? And that's primarily for the hard Fire Knight team. He needs to be the slowest. I think he's the slowest champion in the team. And we need damage to get through the waves quickly. And that's much more important, your hard Fire Knight team, than your 3v3 setup. You know, unless you're really pushing for one of the milestones on the missions, then this is more important, okay? The second build for Kymar is also a damage build, but this one needs to be tankier, and it needs to have a lot more crit damage, because he needs to be the highest crit damage champion in your team. Now, if I can figure out a different setup for my Phantom Shogun team, then I'll be able to free this up and maybe do something different and interesting with his build. But Kaimar is just one of those champions you can build in significantly different reasons, in significantly different ways for various different reasons. That's what I'm trying to say. And so his build for Phantom Shogun, also slow, not 100% crit rate, focusing on the crit damage, but we also need survivability here, otherwise the Shogun will just kill him, and then he won't be able to reset. So right now, I have two different builds for the two different Kaimars, and they're both different than the traditional build. I've used this second build for a number of people on Phantom Shogun, and it's very successful, okay? So let's jump over and see him in action. I am pretty pumped to showcase him on the channel here. So we have Fire Knight 10 hard, and Martyr is the key to this team. All right, she is going to have faultless defense, which is going to automatically take 5 hits off of the shield. Then I have 2 newts. I think that Cardial can be replaced with Lady Mikage as long as all of your champions are tanky. If all of your champions are not tanky, then you need Cardial for the revive on death. I think this team has been showcased on other channels, so I didn't want to pitch this as a new Fire Knight 10 hard team, but I want to show you what I did with the Kaimar build, and that so happens to be Fire Knight 10 hard. Now, if you don't have 2 newts and you just have 1, I think that this can be anyone else, like Neldor or, Yakarl. The second newt can be another champion, and that's fine. It does not have to be 2 newts. While we're at it, let me just show you the stats here. Cardial, super fast. He's in a 9-piece protection set. So he has some crit stats, but not, super nuke. Martyr, I did try to build with crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, tankiness, like all the things I tried. Her build is hard. I already showed you the Kaimar build. The newts are fairly similar with good crit rate and crit damage, but I have one faster and one slower. It is preferred that the slower one, hiding behind me here, is going to be the one with the blessing. For whatever reason, I can't get a blessing for the second one. It's very hard to get blessings for duplicate champions, and hopefully Player M will fix that. So, just going over the AI on this team as well before we jump into the run. Both of the newts, they prioritize their A2s, and then very importantly on the boss, you open on A1 and prioritize the enemy max HP. You don't need this, okay? Kaimar is going to open on his sleep ability, and then he's going to try to do that as often as possible. He does need to open A1 and then reset because of the timing on the boss. Martyr, you just don't want her to use the counterattack ability on the waves. It's going to slow it down, and so you want to prioritize that on the boss. The boss is going to hit your team, then they're going to all counterattack, and then you keep the shield down. And then Cardial over here, just turn off everything and let him A1, and then open on the revive on death in case any of your champions die, and then prioritize the skill cooldown, or the ally attack here. Also, want to give a big shout out to my teammate Roz. This was the team he told me to build, and it's awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, my dude. All right, so jumping on into the run here, the more damage you can build here, the faster it's going to be. I do also want to mention before I jump in, because I will forget, my Great Hall is almost great. We're getting there. And then the area bonuses, I do have a large priority in Fire Knight. It's, you know, Hydra and Fire Knight are the two that I have invested in when I've had time to do live arena fights. That's something I need to do more of because of the new missions, which I need to start. All right, so let's hop back over. Let's see the team in action. As far as I can tell, it's 100%. I have not seen it fail. Even when crazy things have gone wrong, I have not seen it fail at all. All right, so we have all of our like AoE abilities here, chopping it down, and you can see Kymar doing a reasonable amount of damage there. You know, like the Newts are better known as damage dealers, and he's doing about the same as them on his AoEs, which is pretty cool. And then we'll get through the waves pretty quickly here. Not as quickly as I would like. I am a fast wave clear type of guy. I really wish that it was faster. Occasionally here, Rio will cleanse. And if that happens, then it does take longer. If you get to killing people faster than the cleanse, then it is much significantly faster. Okay, and this seems like one of the good runs. I think I have it good enough that she dies every time, but I'm still going to work on damage for this team. So here you see the revive on death and the counterattack. The Newts are going to do some nonsense here. It's unimportant. So is Kaimar. And then the boss will attack us. You will see the shield go from 21 to 16 there. That's because of faultless defense. Now everyone will counterattack, and all of those counterattacks are going to bring down the shield alongside of the ally attack with Cardial. So then Cardial will finish the shield off, and it will never go back up. Okay? As long as you have this order of operations here, you're going to get chunky damage like that from the boss. Did Kaimar go before Newt? Okay, that's not supposed to happen. I wonder if I changed something on Kaimar. I guess it's fine. There we go, 156. My best time is 146. I think that it doesn't actually matter, but I might try changing that speed. Sell all your 5-star gear. That's been my big push on YouTube lately. If you haven't seen those videos, make sure you go back and check those out. The gear levels, I think that was probably the most helpful video I've made in a long time. What do you guys think of this? What do you think of Kaimar? Okay, damage Kaimar. Look at him. He did more than Martyr. He did more than Cardial. Like, Cardial's hiding behind me here, 475. But more than Martyr is actually shocking. That's really, really good damage. And it's a consistent, quick Fire Knight 10 hard team, which I don't know about you, but I've been struggling with. It does require this OG champion Martyr, which some people will not have. But I think that there are going to be more and more teams coming out with champions in this Martyr spot that have faultless defense. Because, man, it made this so much easier. So much easier. So what do you think of the nuke Kaimar? Am I right? Is Kaimar the way of the past? Oh, yeah, importantly, too. Martyrs and bolster, okay? And that's pretty important for the team. Let me just show you the gear here real quick. Cardial there in the 9-piece protection, pimped out with full ascensions, okay? I'm not trying to say it's accessible. I'm just showing you what I do. And then I have one Newt in Savage and Perception, and one Newt in Instinct and Perception. I could probably upgrade those builds, but I got the sweet Fire Knight skin to go with my Fire Knight team. What do you think of the nuke Kaimar? I've been pretty impressed. Pretty impressed with the nuke Kaimar, but you be the judge. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you appreciate this video, make sure you hit the like button. That's how we can share it with more people. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for some sweet shard pulls.